Hey fam, what's good? What's good? I hope that you're all well and keeping safe. Welcome back to another one. Right. So for those who find themselves watching my breakdown over the course of this morning, you guys should be eating today, right? There is no excuse for you not eating that day. Because we can clearly see that everything is still finding itself playing out. So you know what? All I'm doing is simply just sticking with my plan, right? I had a plan, and all I'm gonna do is stick with the plan. That's it, right? That is it. Just like you going to work, you have, when you're going to apply for an actual job, right? What are you finding yourself doing? You're going to give your actual CV, right? And your CV is going to have a few duties which you need to have enable for you to apply for the actual job, right? Because the job requires you to have certain duties as well, right? Certain things that you need to find yourself doing within that workspace whatsoever, right? Now, the exact same thing when it comes down to trading is literally the same, right? You have a set of rules or things which you are finding yourself looking out for, right? Which you basically want to find yourself seeing playing out, or just simply what you want to find yourself, just following whatsoever, right? So to those who are saying that trading has no rules whatsoever, no, that's not true. Trading do have rules, right? You are the ones you are going to be the person who needs to feed. Well, I don't want to say feed, but you don't have to be the person who's going to put in the work. Learn yourself first, and with you basically learning yourself, then you are going to find yourself, building up that bunch of rules, right? Because once again, if we can talk about it, what is psychology, right? What is psychology within trading? What does psychology mean to you? And I would like to know what is your feedback on this as well. So in the comment section, let me know, what does psychology means to you? Because for me, right, trading psychology literally means everything, right? And it's all going to come down to this one word called discipline, right? So if you're going to look at trading psychology, this is literally everything going from, you learning, right? Learning the skill set. And the skill set is basically you finding yourself identifying what is a bullish, a bearish engulfing, right? You are going to learn the psychology of that one thing right there as well, right? You're going to learn what is a bullish or bearish engulfing, what is a trend line, what is this, what is that. So your technical side of things, there's a whole lot that you need to take into consideration, and those things that you are taking into consideration form a bundle, right? Like the technical bundle whatsoever. But enable for you to learn the technical bundle, you need to understand what is happening within those actual factors, right? Inside that, like what is that engulfing? What is a legit engulfing trend line whatsoever, right? So you're building a psychology around your technicals, right? And then you're going to come to the other side as well, where you obviously have your fundamentals. Now, the fundamentals, that is not something that I can tap into because I simply haven't found myself diving into fundamentals that much, right? But then you're going to come to the self-development part, right? Which is basically you yourself, right? When it comes down to trading, this is simply where you are going to find yourself having to, build up a plan, right? Because if you are going to find yourself having a plan, build up some data, right? When you find yourself having data, you can literally do some forecasting, right? You can literally do some forecasting. And with you being able to do some forecasting, right, this is you being able to come to a result once again, right? Because literally the same thing with you learning what is a valid bullish, bearish engulfing whatsoever. You know what? The psychology behind it, you need to understand as well, right? So same thing over here. The psychology behind your plan, you need to understand that as well, right? And enable for you to understand that you need to come to the charts each and every single day and find out how are you gonna approach the charts, right? Because once you are finding yourself approaching the charts, cool, you have another part of psychology basically being covered, right? And then it's going to come to the emotional part of things as well. That's also inside the self-development part, right? But then you're going to come through the emotional side of things. There's going to be days where you're going to be super happy. There's going to be days where you're going to be super sad. There's going to be days where you are super depressed. There's going to be days where you're going to be feel like, you know what, you're on top of the world. There's going to be days where you're going to feel like, you know what, this is not for me. All of those things, right? You are going to have to filter out all of those emotions as well. Will you be able to not ever feel those emotions? No, you are not. It's not possible. We're humans, right? We're not robots. You are going to try and find yourself like screwing yourself up for, you know what, thinking like a robot or maybe acting like a robot, but you're not going to be a robot. Right? Never. You are still going to find yourself having those emotions. And it's perfectly fine for you to have those emotions, right? But you are going to learn as you are going to realize that, you know what, these things, they are finding themselves repeating itself over and over and over and over and over and over. Once again, just like you have found yourself gathering data to come to a conclusion, you are going to realize that, hey, all right, thank you for investing.com. Right? You are going to realize that these emotions, they are coming through each and every single time. And once you are figuring that they are happening every time, what do you think? What are you going to find yourself doing? You're going to be like, hey, it happened. After that, I was perfectly fine. Right? So now you're going to realize that these emotions that you are finding yourself feeling, these emotions that, you know what, you want to beat yourself up whatsoever, it comes and it goes, right? That's also another part of psychology, right? So everything that I basically just mentioned, and there's still a lot, there's a whole lot of things you need to find yourself taking into consideration, right? But everything you're gonna find yourself having comes down to a plan, right? And enable for you to have a plan, you have to have some rules, right? And enable for you to stick to your rules, you need to have discipline. That's why I say that everything is basically just coming down to that one word, discipline, right? So to me, psychology is discipline, right? And then all those other brackets or all those other factors which is finding itself coming through as well, you know what, those are like, I'm going to say like byproducts which is coming with discipline, right? So to me, that is psychology. Like, do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me when it comes down to what I basically just mentioned? I would actually like to know what is your thought processes when it comes down to, you know what, psychology. Like, what does psychology means to each and every single one of you, right? So you need to take into consideration that this over here is the hardest industry you can ever find yourself tapping within, right? Trading is the hardest industry you can ever find yourself tapping within, right? This is what I'm finding myself doing. I mean, I may make it look easy, but there's years behind it already. You guys are just now seeing this, you know? Am I the best whatsoever? No, I'm not the best, right? I'm not the best, right? I'm just a guy, you know, I'm just a colored lighty from South Africa. I'm just a colored lighty from South Africa, being on the actual internet and showing you what I am basically doing so that you can take it in as well, so that you can find yourself, you know, participating with price as well, right? I don't need to find myself doing no breakdown on what I am doing now, simply because this morning I have found myself showing you guys what you need to find yourself looking out for, right? And what I basically just mentioned over the course of this morning, right? I'm just gonna wait for it now. Hours ago, keep that in mind. It was hours ago. Literally this exact same thing when it comes down to yesterday's price action as well, right? We did find ourselves coming back into the area. We did find ourselves having that shift back towards the downside as well, right? If you are going to find yourself looking at what's happening over here, check this out. With the shift back towards the downside, you can see that our entry methodology did find itself coming through as well. Look at that. High, higher high, lower low, came back into an actual discounted area, and there we had to shift back towards the downside. Is that random? No, it is not random. Okay, it is not random. How is it that D found himself saying over the course of this morning that you know what, we want to see price come all the way back up, back into this area, and potentially find ourselves taking out the 830s high and then have some sort of a shift back towards the downside? Keep in mind, 830 high is literally this area right over there, right? That right there is the 830 high. Keep that in mind. So all I'm now finding myself doing is literally just waiting on price to have some sort of initial shift towards the upside. And then from this area onwards, I will just simply find myself monitoring price and see, can I have my pattern finding itself opening up so that I can find myself looking for some beautiful, beautiful short opportunities, right? If price is simply going to find itself having a shift back towards the downside, I'm going to look for some beautiful, beautiful, you know what, a beautiful pushback towards the upside, right? So yeah, you know, that's simply the ideology. That is simply what I have in store, right? And that is basically what I'm finding myself doing on a day-to-day basis as well, right? I'm doing that, or I'm doing this on a day-to-day basis, right? And you guys, I have not found myself that this is not the first time that I'm finding myself doing this for you guys. It's not the second time which I am doing this for you guys. It's not the third time that I'm doing this for you. I'm not the fifth, sixth, seven, eight. No, yeah, I've been doing this like for quite a while, right? For you guys. So all it literally takes is to just sit back and get into your charts and, you know what, find yourself doing what you need to find yourself doing at the end of the day, right? That's it. That is literally it. All you need to do is what you need to find yourself doing at the end of the day. And what you need to find yourself doing is look at what I am doing, and with what I am finding myself doing, you are simply going to go into your charts and you are going to see whether this is working for you, yes or no. And the only way how you're going to find that out is simply if you are going to go in your charts and just simply backtest. Many of you don't want to find yourself backtesting. Many of you look at backtesting as, you know what, it is a whole lot of work. I don't want to find myself doing that. But guess what? Backtesting, that is the thing that you need to find yourself doing at the end of the day. You know, it's boring, but you need to find yourself doing it at the end of the day. It's like, you know what, those who are finding themselves playing games as well, right? Like me, I love playing games. If you are playing GTA, right? GTA Online. On GTA Online, right? You have to find yourself building up some businesses. And in fact, GTA Online is actually a nice example. That GTA Online is a game where you need to find yourself building up a character, right? You're going to build yourself up as a character. And then your objective is basically just to be like in quote unquote real life, right? You are going to have to work for making your money, right? So you can either find yourself just doing some missions, right? Which they are basically giving you to do and make some money from that, right? And you are going to make like a bit of money, like a small portion of money whatsoever from those missions. Cool, right? Or you can simply find yourself starting off a business, right? And if you are going to start off a business, you know what? You are going to find yourself making so much more money. But enable for you to basically start off the business, there's some boring missions that you need to do every time just to get some stock or products within your business whatsoever, right? Super, super boring missions where you have to drive long minutes there to long minutes there. You know, it just takes a whole lot of time. It's super boring, right? But those boring parts is basically what makes it, right? Those boring parts is making the actual business function. It's bringing in the money inside the business, right? Same thing with the trading. That backtesting which you are finding yourself doing, that right there is the one thing that is going to build you as a trader, right? Those boring things, those are the things that's going to build you as a trader. Because in trading, it's simply, once again, you know what, you are gathering data, and with you gathering data, you can literally filter out the things that you need to be doing and the things that you don't need to find yourself doing, right? And then you can make a forecast on how are you going to use this product and make it or adjust this product so that it can fit your personality, right? That is what you are going to find yourself developing when it comes down to you doing your back testing, right? So don't find yourself looking down on back testing, because back testing is literally the pull, right? That's the pull that you need. That is the you know what, the doctor's prescription that, you know what, you need this, you have to take it, right? You have to take it, otherwise you are just always gonna find yourself suffering inside your actual trading. You know, you're always just gonna be bitter, you always gonna doubt, you always gonna be fearful, you know. But if you're gonna find yourself backtesting, you know what, all those emotions you're gonna see, it will just simply vanish, right? Well, not completely, but it will still be there, but it won't be as much as, you know what, it is if you're not gonna find yourself doing some backtesting, right? So that right there is super duper crucial for each and every single one of you, right? To take into consideration whether you are a new trader, intermediate trader, advanced trader, whatsoever, it does not matter, right? You need to find yourself doing some backtesting. And if you are a beginner trader, you know, you have to do a lot of backtesting, right? You just gonna have to be patient. Your focus is not going to be, I want to make money, right? That's not going to be your focus. Your focus is going to be the skill set, right? That's going to be your focus. How can I find myself participating with price? That's going to be the first question, right? After that, you're going to practice, you're going to practice, you're going to practice, right? And then obviously you're going to practice on a demo account, right? So on a demo account, you don't really have any emotions finding itself coming through. So once you're going to get to your live account, right? And this is once again just another psychological barrier, right? On a live account, the market itself is literally the exact same thing as what is happening, you know what, within over here, right? Is the exact same thing that is happening within the actual charts, right? The price action, it remains the same, literally, right? But just because you are now putting your own money on the table, you know what, it has a different emotion attached to it as well, right? So you're gonna have to be like, you know what, how am I gonna find myself being a break-even trader? That's gonna be your focus, because 9 times out of 10, that you are gonna find yourself making some money. And once you are gonna find yourself making some money, you want to chase more. And once you are gonna chase more, you are gonna lose more as well, right? If not everything. And once you're gonna do that, you're gonna get to that actual stage where you're going to be on a losing streak whatsoever. So you just lose, right? And that is basically where you're going to have to, once again, the emotions which we basically talked about, right? This is when you're going to have to figure out how are you going to deal with your emotions, right? Try and filter that out and just strictly focus on the skill set itself, right? And then you are going to find yourself being like, how can I become a break-even trader first, right? So now your goal is simply going to be, how can I work for the long run to basically get, you know, to make back those losses which I have found myself making previously, right? And then after that, you're going to find yourself focusing on how can I find myself becoming profitable, right? So how am I going to just extract money from the market without finding myself, you know what, losing everything inside the market as well? Because keep in mind, you are still going to find yourself taking some losses. You are not forever just going to have win, right? That is how social media is portraying it. But unfortunately, that is not how it is in real life, right? And that is one thing you need to take into consideration as well. So, you know what? There's a whole lot of things you need to take into consideration inside your actual trading itself. But backtesting, that is one of the most important things that, you know, you should not be overlooking, right? As well as not having too much on your charts, because I see that many of you guys have so many things on your charts, and I'm just like, yes, why? Right? Why? But hey, you know, if that is what you like, is that what you are into? Cool. Me, Diego, I'm not into all of that. I just want like a horizontal line here and there, and then a boxed out area like I have right over here, and that's that, right? I don't want, I don't want anything more than that. Um, but I will definitely work on having a little bit lesser, right? Just so that I can have a nice clean chart. I just want a clean chart, right? So yeah, we do have around about 5 minutes left for the New York Stock Exchange to find itself opening up. That I am currently busy with some, making some food as well. So I'm gonna see you guys in the next 5 minutes. I'll be back now. All right. All right. All right. All right. So, yeah, this was basically some longs, which I was waiting for. If we could have seen a closure above retest for some beautiful longs back into this area, right? But currently we can see that price is taking out some equal lows right over there. So we can potentially see price have that shift back towards the upside. So, yeah, now I'm just simply finding myself being patient. If we can have a closure above there, I will then look for some longs as well, right? If we can see a closure above that candle, retest long. It must be a closure above though. Has to be a closure above. All right. All right. So we now have a closure above. So now it's literally just the retest, taste the retest for beautiful. Yeah, I hate that sound. I hate that sound. For some longs back into our point of interest, right? Nice 1 to 2 ratio like that. Let's go. Let me remove this. Sweet. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like that. Closure above. Closure above the volume imbalance. Right, this could be a area where we can potentially come back into. All right. Ultimately, the reasoning to why I want to see some longs is simply because we do have this point of interest above price right over there, right? As well as as well as us basically having these relatively equal highs coming through right over there, right? So like I mentioned, my point of interest, I want to see price come back into that area, and it does look like we want to come back into that area. And all I'm just simply doing is, like I said, I'm just simply following my plan. I'm just simply following my bias, right? Which I had. So all I'm going to find myself doing is now be patient, right? And just accept the consequences of me basically having that long trigger. All right. All right, nice. I actually thought that, you know what, since price didn't find itself, like I always say, right, when we have a candle which is coming to the downside with no wick like this one, that I always say that we need to you know what, come and create the actual, you know what, the body towards the upside, right? At least, yeah, you know, we shouldn't be having that right there. So simply because, well, so since we didn't find ourselves creating that and just leaving a huge shift to the downside, having a closure below this volume imbalance right over there, I was like, you know what, I most probably will get stopped out of this trade, but okay, cool. Like we also just say that, you know what, if we have a candle like this, price needs to find itself coming back up into it. And we can see that we actually did. There we had another one right there as well. So that's pretty clean. That is pretty clean right there. So all I'm gonna find myself doing is the following, right? Just box out that high because ultimately that is the equal high as well, right? So once we see price hit all the way up back into that region right over there, this is simply where I'm gonna find myself put my trade at break even, right? This is where I'm gonna put my trade at break even. So I'm just gonna wait and be patient. Wait and be patient. Also, if we can basically have the closure above this candle right over there, right, a breaker is also being confirmed. So then, you know what, we can potentially then see that further continuation move back towards the upside, right? So yeah, you know, let's wait and see. Let's be patient. Let's see. Cool, we have that closure above. I'm happy. Have the closure above. I'm happy. We lift a fair value gap right over there. So, you know, I have to just wait and be patient. I just have to wait and be patient. Keep in mind that this volume imbalance is still open over here as well. So we can potentially come all the way back down, back into that area as well, right? Because if I'm going to get by Fibonacci from this low to the high, that area is basically lining up within a discounted area, right? So price can easily just come and seek that discount for a further continuation move back to the upside, right? That is one thing that I also do have in the back of my mind. And that's why I don't want to put my trade at break even at this current moment. So I just have to wait it out. It's happening on a 2-minute. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, because we are the champions. Dun 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 dun. All right, clean stuff. So we did it. We did it. Oh, I almost forgot. All right. Clean stuff. Clean stuff. Clean stuff. Yeah, you must be like, oh, it's a lot. But I have to do that. I have to do that. So you know what? Point of interest is tap into, you know what, trade find itself playing out as well from a beautiful area of, you know what, demand, which we have found ourselves creating after taking out some equal lows. What do we always say? We expect price to do when there is some equal lows, equal highs, we expect price to have a reaction in the opposite direction, right? And that's exactly what we have found ourselves doing. Now we have found ourselves tapping within the point of interest. D, are you going to find yourself looking for some shorts now? No, I am not going to find myself looking for some shorts. Now all I'm going to find myself doing is step away from the charts and, you know what, go and eat and make my tummy full, right? And then later onwards, I'm gonna find myself having an online session, breaking down price as well. And that's that. Tomorrow, I'm gonna see where we are with price, what price I find itself being creating, and then all I'm gonna find myself doing is reacting upon that as well, right? So yeah, you know, that's it from me. If you guys have found yourself taking away something from this online session, make sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe button, share this content around, fam. You know what? It is valuable. I believe that is super valuable. And if you guys wondered why this chair is here, it's because, you know what, once I'm done eating, I'm gonna play some nice games. It's a nice puffy chair, right? And then this is my gaming chair, and then I'm gonna find myself playing some nice games, right? Because this actual gaming chair, but this gaming chair is not nice. It's not really nice. So, but other than that, you know what? It's me, your boy D. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. I'm out.